Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online, and in today's video I'm taking you guys on one of my trade trips. And at the moment my schedule is basically that I'm trying to do one of these trips to Jita a week, and then I do spend like one day, basically one reset daily maintenance in Jita itself, so I don't immediately fly back every single time. But the plan here is to first of all sell some of the gains that I've made in my pretty much my week of playing EVE Online, and once a week of course. That also means some blueprint copies for me to sell. So let's put that in the item hanger. And then here, this is a little bit special. I don't bring my PI out every single week, probably about once every 2 months or so, I would say. And of course, that can potentially be quite nice as well. 266 million estimated price for my superconductors. But then you've got stuff like the exploration loot, like here a C-type armor rep, 134 million estimated, and then a slave delta 100 million as well. So this was actually a gift from someone who gave me quite a bit of ice to try and do it as I please. So of course, first part, let's get started with these contracts. So we get a Raitaru blueprint. Finding contracts, let's see what these go for at the moment. And mine are actually 9.9 million, and they're basically the lowest ones, except for the one that's at 5 million. This is actually pretty expensive for the Raitaru blueprint, so I do wonder if I should try to undercut myself. I'm not willing to go to 5 million though. That I think is a little bit too cheap. That will be snagged up pretty soon. So alright, these are moving pretty slowly at the current price. Then we are going to try and sell this batch for 8 million. 8 million, next finish. Yep, just to see if we can, get rid of some of them, because it's pretty obvious that they're not moving at the current price range. And then you can just press copy contracts. Next, 8 million, 4 weeks, that's what we need. That's the second one done. And I will copy this contract as well for the third one. There we go, that's the first thing set up. Next up, we have the Athenor. So again, we're going to explore the contract market here, take a quick look at that. Athenor's, mine is up here for 6.9 million, and then they're selling for 6 and 4 million on the first auction here. So I guess we're gonna try 5.9 million, just undercut what is available and try to actually get some sales. This still makes me some ISK, but you can also tell, I think, that the margins are under pressure this week. There are weeks where this is going very well, where all of them get sold, and I can command higher prices, but here it does look like I need to lower them a little bit. So then we still have the Astrahaus blueprint. Let's take a quick look at those. Am I still around here? No, and 475. That's an average normal price for most of these, so I'm actually going to go for that price as well. So let's put these up at 4,750,000 ISK. That's correct. Finish, yep. And then we will copy that contract as well. And there we go. That's the structured BPCs. Now, here is the real money maker normally. So let's take a look at the Orca blueprints. I haven't kept up with that and seen if mine have sold. But yeah, you can see that the Honest Jew is setting up a lot of these BPCs. I wonder if he's relisting, because that's quite a lot of production to make. So maybe he snags up the cheapest one once and then tries to sell them for like 19 million at a profit. This is just so many of them. I think that that's what might be happening. We're gonna go quite a bit lower than this. 12.5 million is an average price that I've found is one where they sell quite well, and by now I also have 4 of the originals that make copies once a week, so this is a pretty good moneymaker for me, and I'm very happy with the 12.5 million price, which is well below the current price, and I do think that I'll be able to sell all 4 of them within the week. So we're just gonna set these up as well. Finish, yep. And another copy, please. Very handy, super nice comment from one of the viewers that said, why are you copy pasting that price constantly? You can just copy the contract this way, so that works as well. And there we go. That's my part one. Of course, we have done our contracts. Next up, we've got our bigger money items, like here, the Smith Slave, 100 million for the buyers, 110 million almost for the sellers. The average price is 101. Sometimes I do this. I'll just show it to you guys here. Sometimes I just say, all right, you know what, this is so close to the average price. I'm getting 99 million right now for this item. That means I could buy quite a bit of fuel or something like that, or something that I want, a new ship or anything. So I just do that because it's so close to the average price. And there's a lot of competition, as you can tell here as well, below the 110 million mark. So is it worth it always to put up a long-term sell order? Not necessarily. Here we have 134 million average, 117 for the buyers and 127 almost for the sellers. I think here it's worth it to put up the sell order for 3 months and hope for a better price. So we're gonna do that at, let's call it 125 million, in netting me 120. Pretty happy with that, and let's put up that sell order as well. After that, what did we still have here? The this, you know, I'm not gonna bother with that right now. So I've got a separate container for stuff to sell later, but I did bring this heavy water, I think. Gonna take a quick look at the market here. Actually pretty low at the moment, below 400 ISK, even for the sellers, so that is not that great. And I already have lots of ice products here anyways. I'm gonna keep it just to keep an eye on it and then sell it later. But this was actually a gift. And then we have our superconductors, which are on a slightly above average price, so that's definitely nice. But look at that, 13k for the sellers, 10,800 ISK for the buyers. That's a pretty wide margin here. I do think that we can afford to compete very closely with these sellers here. So we're gonna go for the 3 months again, and this time we're just gonna go 12,900, let's say. 263 million nets on an estimated price of 266. I think that is pretty damn good. So let's put the sell order up as well. And if all of that sells, of course, we have a pretty good deal going so far. Next up, let's take a quick look at my ticker just to, and my orders actually. So we still have the water-cooled CPUs. I'm trying to buy 2,000 of them at 6,900 ISK. Let's take a quick look at what's happening with the price history. It's still declining on the average prices, and unfortunately the competition did come in. So here is my buy order in the trade hub, of course, and then they came in 20 ISK above that, 30 ISK above that, and now there's even people buying just below 8,000 ISK. So this is super aggressive, but at the time of me putting up this buy order, I was the top buyer, and there was a small chance that I could pick up some super cheap water-cooled CPUs. Now you could cancel that if you're really impatient and you need the ISK to go into another market, but here, you know, look at this chart, look at that 5-day moving average still crashing down to the 8,000 ISK mark. I'm gonna be patient. Who knows what happens with this buy order. It's a tiny small chance, but if it does trigger, they are of course super cheap. And then my other buy order is the Nano factories, trying to grab them for 920,000 ISK here. Same story, of course. Here's my buy order. Then we've got the competition that went very quickly to 990,000 ISK. So this is where the investors are moving at the moment. And it was on this dip where I basically tried to buy for, again, well below the entire chart here. 1 year low pretty much. Would have been a great buy, just hasn't triggered yet. I think I should be patient with all of this, because just because it hasn't triggered on this downtrend doesn't mean that a second slump might help me out here and might actually get me the stuff that I want. So when it comes to the stuff that I buy and that I consider to be investments for the longer term, I'm keeping them in here just to keep an eye on them. So here, for instance, we have the Ukomi superconductors. You can see these taking off and heading back to a more than 60,000 ISK price. What did I buy them for? 52,000 ISK. They're already selling for 65,000 ISK. So here, that is the question that you should ask yourself. How quickly do I want to turn this over? How quickly do I want to trade here? Well, 52,000 for the buyers. Look at this, it's still at 51,000, and so there's good and there's bad news, right? I think that there's a trade to be made here. Let's take a quick look if I would place a buy order. And I also don't buy in Jita, very important, we'll see that in a moment. But if I want to buy 500 of these, that costs me almost 27 million ISK. Let's see if I try to sell these for 64k, just to try and get that sell going. 64k. That's 30 million ISK. That is definitely a couple of million made in not too much time. This is, I think, less than 2 weeks old, this purchase here. So I think I'm gonna go for that. It's below, let's make sure, yeah, it's below all of the sellers. And it makes me a little bit of profit. Nice little turnaround. And look at where the buyer's at. Look at this massive margin between these two. Great opportunity to perhaps do that trade a second time, get some more profit until someone notices, of course, and then closes the gap, probably on the buyer side of things. So we're gonna try that. I'm gonna put up this sell order as well. So sell that for 64k, and then I'm actually gonna grab this. I'm gonna edit the texts from 52k, and then I'm trying to sell it for 64,000, like that. And I will put this down here in the trying to sell brackets. Other stuff that I bought is the synthetic oil for 6,850. You can see that the buyers have gone even lower than that, and here the sellers. It's not the best time to be selling that synthetic oil that I bought, but I know exactly what price I bought it at, and so I'm gonna wait for this chart to actually move up. Same with all of these isotopes. You can see these are still super low at the moment, and I bought them not that long ago on the slump. Hydrogen isotopes are going back up a little bit. Let's take a quick look at these. Bought for 635, now selling for more than 700 ISK. I personally am going to wait a little bit longer. I do think that these tend to move in waves that can last several months. So now that this is on the upswing, I am going to be patient, but it is good to know that that is working out. And then helium isotopes are still really low. Heavy water, that was the gift. So I'm actually going to put that in a sell order because I haven't bought that as an investment here. Phenolic composites, same problem, bought that pretty low. Let's take a quick look at that if I can find it. Oh, it's pH. I bought it for 1900. It's now selling for 1939. Buyers are still below that price. So I think you could match this investment, but here I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait for that to actually go up in price before I sell it. Got some cheap fullerenes. Yeah, that's definitely something that I could double down on. Fullerenes, let's see what I bought at. 876. Buyers are now at 760. So I could definitely lower my average price by quite a bit. But I made that purchase. This is an investment that I'm waiting. That I'll be pretty patient for, or I'll need to be patient for. Crystalline carbonite, all still pretty low as well. Now here is my gecko investment. I'm not sure if I still have that price, but I bought them for like 80 million or something like that. And of course, the geckos are a super unique item. I'm actually not looking to sell at this high price right now because, well, geckos are like a hedge against inflation, and these are here for the long haul. They're basically serving the same function as Plex, but definitely a trade that I could make, and I have these. I've kept these for quite a while, so I actually bought these more than a year ago for less than 80 million ISK. And then here we got some Mjolnir torpedoes. Let's take a look at that. What did I buy these for? 910. And unfortunately here, demand is still very low, but sellers are at 1435. So that's potentially some nice profit if I could, let's say, try and sell him for 14. Well, let's try 1434 as well. That is definitely a profit compared to the buy price here. So again, super big margin between buyers and sellers. With the right timing and not too many of them, right? 10,000 units is not that much. I could make a little bit of risk, so we're gonna try that again to see if I can maybe have an idea of my margin here. So if I would buy 10,000 of them at 910, that would cost me around 9.3 million ISK. And if I try to sell these for, well, let's actually undercut this guy a little bit, 1399, 13.5 million. So here, man, that's not bad. That's like 30% profit, easy, if this does trigger. So that's a sell order that we are going to put up here as well. So 1399, and then we're gonna change this as well, of course. Edit additional texts. 1399. A couple of opportunities for some sales. Let's see if any of this is up here on my orders as well. So consumer electronics. My orders. Do I still have these consumer electronics or have they sold? So let's see, overseer effects. So I'm trying to still sell all of that, of course. Mjolnir missiles now, and I'm not seeing the consumer electronics, so that must have triggered. All right, let's see if I can actually find that. Might have triggered a while ago, so we'll have to see. Consumer electronics, can I copy paste that or just... Let's see, what the hell am I doing here? Consumer electronics, and I want to drag that. Maybe if I drag that in chat and then try to go over here, look for it, load. Yeah, there we go. These sold from 10,700 purchase, sold for 14,500 disc. Not bad, probably a 30 million profit or something on that one. So let's put that one in trades made. Now the hounds, I think I'm still trying to sell those. Basically, I was too late on my sell orders, so these haven't triggered yet. Again, I am going to be patient when it comes to that, but try to buy them for 25, trying to sell them for 37. Then we've got our missiles, unfortunately, undercut quite quickly. I did successfully make one of these trades, but so that's not working out. And then these, of course, are up here. Let's hope that they sell. My nuclear reactors, let's see if those are still up here. Nope. Did I actually sell them for that price? Let's try this one again. Nuclear reactors. Let's look for them. Oops, after I get this out. Nuclear reactors, loads. No transactions. What the hell? Maybe I gave up. Market order. Not finding these. Not sure what happened then with that investment. Maybe it's like a really old one or something like that. But yeah, no nuclear reactors here. Kind of strange. I'm just gonna delete this one then. And we'll try again later maybe. And now we got to Komi superconductors, which I just put in here. And there we go. That is some selling. This is going to hopefully trigger, of course. It would be nice to move all of those to the successful trades. But you can see from time to time, we have some nice opportunities with some wide margins. And I think I am ready with this part, so we are going to take a quick ship, because let's see if we can find something to buy as well. This is something that I would try now, but also perhaps later in the evening or tomorrow when I start my session from EVE Online. And of course, it's very, very important when you're doing that buying to not do it from Jita, but actually go to perimeter. There is a bit of a risk to that, so let's go for Stargate, perimeter, and jump. There is a bit of a risk to that, of course. Player-owned stations can be attacked, can be destroyed, and then I think that your sell orders just get removed. But the potential savings in taxes is absolutely huge, so this is definitely something that you should do. It was also a comment that mentioned it. You know, I saw you're putting up buy orders in Jita 4.4. You should definitely put them in a player-owned trade hub because of the taxes. And he's absolutely right. It makes a really big difference. And that is actually where I made those purchases for, and I'm trying to buy normally at least. So here in perimeter, for instance. Oh, and the Nano factory is actually a very old order that I put up in Jita 4.4. So how I make sure that I dock at the right station, I just put one item in the Tranquility Trade Tower where I am actually doing my trading. Then from the assets, I can just dock there. And then let's see. So we're trying to buy this water-cooled CPU. We're trying to buy the Nano factories. And in my trying to sell, we did spot, well, again, the Mjolnir missiles. Super nice margin between these two, so perhaps we can find a Take 2 ammo that could be interesting. And then the Komi superconductors, also not bad at all. So what might we want to trade in? Here I'll show you guys my system as well. I do not start from the quick bar, but I start looking from the browse function. That is just mostly to help me out with keeping up with what I'm trying to do. So let's look for some more missiles maybe that could be of interest. I think the bigger the better when it comes to missiles. So maybe we'll try some cruise missiles, some high precision cruise missiles. Definitely take these filters out, and look at that, you can buy Inferno precision missiles for that's this, is that the same? Let's see here. Trying to sell. Heavy assaults. Oh, no, we could give this a try. So, Inferno precision missiles. Buying for 200, selling for more than 400. If that would trigger, that would make me very happy. Now, you do need to be a little bit aggressive, I think, if you want a good chance for triggering. But let's say that I could buy for 210 and then sell for 399. That's still a pretty nice trade. You just don't have to be too greedy on the amount. So we're gonna try to buy 10. Well, let's just try with 10k to see if this trade actually holds up. Then duration, you take 3 months, and then for your range you take 1 jump, so that even in Jita they will sell to you as well. And what is important here is the it's 0.3% today on the broker's fee. That's up a little bit. I'm sure that there are some that are 0.1%, but all right, this is definitely still a lot cheaper than in Jita itself. So let's see, 210, range 1, 3 months might be possible. So we'll do that buy order. Yep, and let's take a look at that. And then what I do is Inferno precision cruise missiles, add to the market quick bar, and here I just add the text. I'm trying to buy for 210. Okay, and we put that in here in my ticker to keep an eye on it, and we are good to go. So I'm gonna try this tiny little trade in more Tech 2 ammo, but you can see, I think, that on some of these, and I'm actually also going to only upload this video a little bit later so that I don't give away all my secrets. But look here, for instance, the Mjolnir ones, 230 for the buyers, 407 for the sellers. You know, that's enough to actually make some trades on. So very, very interesting situation. You need a little bit of patience, but there's definitely ISK to be made there. And then the other ones that I wanted to take a look at is also that PI, because let's see, nope, that's not what I want. Materials, planetary materials, the refined planetary materials. There's a lot more than what we check in Eve Talk, and sometimes you can find some pretty interesting things. So here, for instance, the bio cells trading a little bit below average, 8694. There's, you know, about a month ago there was a great opportunity, but now we're a little bit late on that. Construction blocks, we check that quite often, and I actually made some trades in that. Consumer electronics, we also made a trade in that. Coolants, yeah, we checked that, so this is not too interesting. But here is fertilizer. Look at that, definitely bottom prices again. Are we buying below 9k? Yeah, we're even selling below 9,000 ISK. 7 jumps out, and here we start at 9,500 in Jita itself. So here 8,800, 9,500. I think this is great for a longer term investment. So here we're gonna go a little bit bigger, and 8,800. Let's see if we can get something like that showing on the chart right here. Look at that, we're definitely trading below the entire 1 year chart if I manage to grab it, let's say below 9,000 ISK. So I think again we can go a little bit more aggressive. We're just gonna go straight for 8,900 and hope that we can buy it. 3-month order, 1 jump range, and this time we're just gonna go straight for 10,000 units. Again, that's 90 million. If I can get a 10-20% profit on that, which I think is definitely possible, this would be a massively good purchase. So we're gonna go buy. This costs me a little bit of ISK, of course, but way less than in Jita. So let's put that order up, and then fertilizers. See if I can find them again. Add to the quick bar, and additional text. I'm buying that for 8,900. Okay, put that in the ticker. Another one to keep an eye on. And there we go. That was basically what I wanted to share with you guys for this video. I'm gonna keep looking for some of these deals, and then from time to time I'll cover them. I'll cover them in Eve Talk as well if I find the time there. But this has already been, in my opinion, a pretty successful trade operation. And yeah, this is the schedule that I'm working on at the moment. It is 1 trip a week where I actually spend basically 1 day in Jita looking for buy opportunities, looking for sell opportunities, trying to make some ISK that way. And I'm funding all of that mostly, of course, with what I find and make in the rest of the week out in detail. Now you can see the risk here, lots of reinforced structures, so there's definitely still lots of fighting happening over the high-sec markets, and man, this is such a big structure. Absolutely crazy, but I am going to go back to Jita for now. So let's jump, and there I'll buy a little bit more fuel as well. Of course, my operations in Digital need to be fueled, and I will keep going. This is definitely a fun experience for me so far, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. I'm hoping that some of the newer players might get some ideas out of all of this as well. For now, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.